Hello and welcome to another installment of Comparative Reasoning. I'm your host, Sidra Kennedy, and today I will be going over the privilege versus the privilege in DC. So yeah, my tongue is working now. Um, oh crap. Sexual jokes aside. Anyway, um, here's the deal. Okay, and all little pieces of humor aside. Here's the thing. A lot of people keep going over this and talking about. I'm listening to Let's Chat, and he's talking about how scared he was. He was worried for his family, and I can't. I'm thinking, why? Why stay in your home? Stay away from everyone. That's part of the whole pandemic thing anyway. Stay inside. So, and anyone that would literally try to break into your home, you have the outright justification of self-defense. However, yeah, we know how justice is for minorities versus the majority. And that's also what aids in my thoughts about this whole coup in DC. It wasn't I can't even call it a coup. I can't call it a takeover. And here's the thing. This is what people are missing. The government, our government, it was designed to help regulate things and keep society balanced and going, to make sure everyone had what they needed and was able to get what they want, and keep dictatorships and religious zealots and stuff at bay, so everyone could live peaceably. That was the idea. That's not what was done, but that was the idea, for balance, decency, and all that. And then people, waking up realized, no, that's just okay. All of that is just for white people. Matter of fact, it's not for all white people, just the upper crust white people. Matter of fact, if you're a farmer, labor worker, or anything like that, you don't have any rights. Who cares? That's what that was. So initially, poor white people understood where things were wrong, and they started correcting that. It took multiple generations, but amendments and things and bills added and things like that. That's what's been done in this country. So now the government they get paid with hardworking people money, use that money to pay off the wealthy, and the wealthy use that to pay them off. So the government officials of multiple levels, from the lowest up to the top three branches, they do whatever they want, get whatever they want. They're wealthy. These people weren't supposed to be wealthy, never, but they found a way to make everyone say, hey, we give to you. You are now our leaders. We will now be subservient to you. We will constantly vote for you in opposition of the other. Whether you're Democrat against Republican or Republican against Democrat, we will vote for you against our better judgment and whatnot. So they went from public service to national leaders. We let that happen. We beg for that to be. So now you got people waking up again, and they're like, wait a minute, this is not cool. The coup was basically people doing more or less the right thing, primarily for the wrong reason. Therefore, there is no justification with what they did. You can't justify it because it was for the wrong reasons. Literally, this was the overprivileged being attacked by the privileged. So privileged that they're like, you're trying to take away our freedoms. What's the evidence of that? Because our leader says so. And the final straw was giving our freedom to the Democrats, which are supposed to be the party of accountability. and democracy. So figure that out, because the party of accountability and democracy has not been about either of that for a very long time before I was even born. I mean, you start off with one thing and you make sure it gets to the other because you got to fool the people. People care about their emotions on the initial thing, not the ongoing thing. And taking your freedoms away and all this was what was said at the very beginning. So this was inevitable. This was. And just to keep it real, I don't care about either one of them. I don't care about Nancy Pelosi. I don't care about her life. I don't care about the people in the stormers of Capitol Hill. I don't care about their lives. I don't. Why? And you can be mad at me. Cool. But hear me out. How can I care for the lives of people that literally care so little for mine that I am nothing more than a cog in their machine of money or privilege or ability to subjugate others? The color of my skin, the color of any minority's skin, is used to justify harming said minority. Am I really supposed to care about the well-being of someone like that? Am I literally supposed to care so much so for a person that wants harm onto me? Should you care about the one trying to hurt you? Should you care about that person that doesn't care about your life at all? I can understand not knowing someone, you don't care. It's like I can't care about people I've never met. But these are the people that if you were there, you would be hurt. If you are white and listening to me and you were literally wearing a Black Lives Matter shirt, or if it was Final Fantasy and it was short for Black Mage, which is saying BLM is short for Black Mage, and you had the picture of a Black Mage on your shirt, you would have been attacked and or killed. And that's if you're white. You most likely would have been attacked and killed if you're a minority. And we're supposed to care and be all lovey-dovey and forgiving of these people that have no care or anything for us other than contempt and malfeasance. I mean, seriously? So think about that. Think about that. The privilege versus the privilege in DC was nothing more than a show to me, because no matter who wins, I and people that look like me or would side with my causes, my things, we get nothing. We don't win anyway. Yeah, we've got the civil rights, but we don't have equality. And that's what civil rights wasn't necessarily about equality. It was about stop killing us, stop brutalizing us. And they just found ways to keep doing it and make sure that we minorities look at our fellow minorities in contempt and blame them for fictitious charges and beliefs. That was the whole point. So, in getting out of here, when you hear stuff about the coup, remember, they're not going to talk about what's truly going on. They're only going to talk about this relating to Trump. And it was a takeover of the government. That's all they're going to talk about. They're not going to talk about how this was really just two super privileged forces clashing with each other, with the ones that's not ready for actual real life cowering down a hall instead of standing their ground. Just keep that in mind. They're not going to talk about that, because to make sure you ruin so many lives with your legislation, bureaucracy, and things in favor of the wealthy, and just ruin life after life after life, and allow the rape, pillaging, murder, desecration of people across the board and overseas. This is what our government does. That's what they do, and we're supposed to protect that. They don't protect us. They don't protect those overseas. They harm us, and they harm people overseas, and they want to blame those that they hurt. We need to be better. And that's why we need to vote a third party. I almost don't care which. Just get out the two-party system and vote for something that actually cares about you, instead of you voting for something that they say you're supposed to care about. This has been Cedric Kennedy for Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for listening.